the tough overall day out there today? What obviously Cease has great stuff. What made him so tough today?
He's been pretty consistent in throwing the ball like this year. I think he established some pitches in the zone, and then he was able to throw his off-speed stuff out of the zone, and it's a challenge to take some of those pitches. And we expanded a good bit. He was threw that slider, that breaking ball, probably the way he wanted to once he got us swinging. And he has good stuff. It's not like he's just flipping some average type stuff up there. It's good. So he had a good day out there. He made a lot of good pitches. We had a tough time getting anything going. We hit a few balls in the barrel. They made some plays in the outfield, and we're gonna need better at bats off of him if we're gonna score some runs. But we also probably needed to keep them from scoring, and we had a tough time doing that as well.
Chris was kind of cruising there. Didn't really even have any stressful bats building up to that, and just what did you see out of the 2 outs there in the 5th?
Yeah, the first 4 2/3 of his outing doesn't get any better than that. I mean, he went out there and he was sharp. The stuff looked great. He was executing everything. He was using all 3 of his pitches. He got a ton of, it looked like he got a ton of swing and miss. He looked really in control of what was going on. We couldn't finish that inning out. And our best chance of winning that ball game right there is letting Arch go out there and keep doing what he was doing for a little while. That might have been his last. The 5th inning might have been his last inning either way. But that was a big point in the game, and obviously the point where they started putting some runs on the board. But for his first start back, that's kind of what you're really hoping you would see out of Chris Archer. He looked good.
Joe Smith, started the season so well. I think he had like a 0 ERA through his first however many appearances, and that has been a little bit rockier since. What have you kind of seen from his stuff? I know he had an injury in there. Like, what are you seeing for how he's been doing so far?
Yeah, for me, the stuff doesn't look that much different. It looks pretty similar to what we saw from him early on. I think some of it is plan and execution, probably more so than just the stuff. He's mentioned a few times, he's used to having maybe a little bit more in the fastball, or he's talked about his stuff, a couple times just in conversation. So I think there's more in there that could be coming, and guys kind of have ups and downs stuff-wise over the course of the season. But I think it's probably more execution and just where those pitches are landing and movement, maybe more so than say velo.
You guys have been so good for the first half in first place for a long time, but does it make it kind of harder to go into the break feeling as good after this series?
We're not happy about the series. There's no way we're going to sit here and speak glowingly about the way we just played. We won one out of 4 of these games, and we had ambitions to do a lot more than that. That being said, I think it was a first half that was mostly good baseball. But we have work to do. Everywhere we look, we have some work to do. We've talked about it a little bit. We've had moments where we pitched well. We've had moments where there's been some inconsistencies. We've had moments where we've swung the bats well. We've had moments where we've gotten a lot of guys on base and brought none of them home. We're going to keep going. We're going to work. We're going to try to play good baseball and fundamental baseball. We're nowhere near as good as we need to be right now. But overall, like I said before the game, we've done more things well this year so far in the first half. We've done a lot of things well, really, is what I would say. So all that being said, we're going to regroup right now. We're going to come back and do whatever we can to get hot and go win some games.
What do you tell guys